Hi, welcome to Knits Up. I'm Mindy, your hostess, otherwise known as Knitter CNY, and you found me on Super Bowl Sunday, so it'll be an abbreviated show. I'm going to show you progress on a few things, a finished object, a new acquisition, and a new project I've started. First of all, the finished objects. Finished object, besides darning in the ends. This is the all-for-one crochet blanket from yarnspirations.com. This is made out of Bernat Pop, which is a 100% acrylic yarn that Yarnspirations manufactures. These are leftovers from my goddaughter's rainbow sweater, if you'll remember that. And it's very easy to start in the middle with a chain, and then you work around. It's a big giant granny square, and then on the edging I had some left over, so I did slip stitch all the way around in the dark blue. This was a project I started New Year's Eve. There was an actual knit along, crochet along kind of a thing for New Year's Eve on the Yarnspirations website, and it worked out pretty well that way. The other thing I've been working on a little bit is a sweater that has been hibernating for quite a while. When I looked back, this on my projects page is called Jewel of the Nile, and apparently I started in 2016, so it's a really hibernating sweater. It needs to get done. It has a front, it has a back, and another front, and all it needs is the sleeves and the button band. This is the bag. It's very large. You can see it's purples and blues. This is Lion Brand homespun petunia stripes, and I'm starting the sleeves. Most of it is done on size 10 needles for me, and I'm going to try, it's supposed to be all stockinette, but I really don't like the way that stockinette is going to roll on those sleeves. So I was like, no. So I did a garter on the actual body. I did about 6 rows of garter stitch at the bottom so the hem would lay. And then I'm going to try and do ribbing here, but I kind of think it's pointless. I may just do garter stitch and be done with it, because it's coming out really big even on, I'm using size 8 needles for the actual cuff, so we'll go with that. The other thing I'm working on is something here. It's a 6-ply Regia sock. Pardon me as I untangle stuff. Looks like that. I'm doing it on 3.0 millimeter needles, US 2.5, 3.0 millimeter needles, and the yarn looks like that. It's basically like a DK sport weight, and I think I'm doing 52 stitches around. It's coming along. It's kind of cumbersome because sometimes I can work on it and sometimes I can't. And then the other thing that I'm working on is a charity hat that, if you'll remember, is out of the DIY gradient acrylic yarn kit from Premier Yarns that I bought on sale for like $5 at Tuesday morning. And right now that looks like this. It is really that dark purple. This is more of a purple. If you pull back, it looks more accurate, but it all looks like a big blob there. And then the last thing I'm working on is a new yarn. It is a new project for me, and we'll put this up so you can see it. It's called Lion Brand Penelope, and it's 459 yards, 430 meters, 75% wool, 25% polyamide, and it is a fingering weight sock yarn. It's unusual. I'm going to show you the bottom half first. This is what I started today on a 2.25 millimeter US size 1 needle. It's self-striping, and you'll say, yeah, Lion Brand's had self-striping yarn before, big whoop. This is definitely different, and I'm going to find an end so you can kind of see. This would be the other end of it, but basically what I'm looking at is its tube. Pardon me, because this is, it comes like all neatly wrapped and all pretty, but really it's a tube. And the tube is, here's the end here. The tube is about the size of my index finger. If I put my index finger in there, that's about the size of the tube. And then you just knit from the tube, you unravel as you go. But that's how it's dyed. Blips of color that come out to little stripes of color. Like this is blue, green, yellow, orange, all that kind of color. So the color I'm using is called Homer, which is sort of a rainbow color. You kind of get the idea. I think I'm only the second person to put something up on Ravelry with this yarn. It was just introduced a couple of weeks ago, and you can only order it from either, if you're in New York, I think you can buy it at the Lion Brand store, the LB Studio that's downtown, or I ordered it through the website. I can't remember how much it was at the time. I want to say $15 or $16, could be less than that. I don't know. But anyways, I wanted to try it. I thought it was going to be a real big sock blank, because usually sock blanks come knitted flat and they're much wider, but this is working up pretty well. The yarn seems a little bit stiff, but again, it's been knit in a tube and dyed. I like the colors, and that's about all I got. I think these are Addie Sock Rockets. So I'm going to be knitting during the Super Bowl. I've got chicken wing dip to make. That's what I'm going to make myself for dinner tonight. Nothing too exciting. You can find recipes for chicken wing dip all over the internet. But basically it's hot sauce, cream cheese, blue cheese dressing, and shredded chicken. I figured that sounds reasonable, and then I have some Tostitos Scoops chips to scoop it up with. Pretty simple. And it's pretty low maintenance to make. And then you put some cheese on it too. Shredded cheese, I think, is the other thing. So that's all I've got for you this week. If you guys can go over to the Ravelry group and post pictures of what you're knitting or crocheting or spinning or weaving today during the Super Bowl, if you participate in that, that'd be terrific. And I hope to see you guys in a couple of weeks or next week. We're not quite sure which yet. Got to see what my schedule is. Have a great week, guys. Bye-bye.